Namaskaram girls. Yesterday have you watched all the two videos girls? We have started a new chapter, cost and revenue. I have completed almost half of the lesson within the two videos. Altogether 1 hour. Have you watched the video? Will you be able to understand? Today we are going to learn the remaining part of the lesson, cost. While we are learning in the previous classes, we learned what is total cost, total fixed cost, total variable cost, isn't it? The fixed cost, it remains constant, whatever the output, isn't it? It doesn't bother about the quantity of the output. The cost remains constant. The variable cost, based on the output, the variable cost may be changed, either increased or decreased. And also we have studied what would be the TFC curve and TVC curve, isn't it? Total variable cost curve and total fixed cost curve, isn't it? Altogether TC curve also we have drawn. Will you be able to understand? Today we are going to learn average cost curve. What do you mean by average first? While you get marks, we used to calculate the average. How we are calculating the average? We are summing up. We are adding all the marks and we divided by the subject what we have written. Usually your marks will be how much percentage you have got. What is your average mark? You will add all the 5 subjects. Tamil, English, Maths, Science, Social in 10th standard. The total mark divided by the 5 number of subjects is equal to average mark, isn't it? The same way, how do you calculate the average? Average will be calculated by total divided by the number of items average. Then how will you calculate the average cost? Average cost will be calculated by dividing the total cost into quantity of product or the production, number of product. How will you calculate the average fixed cost? Total fixed cost by quantity is equal to average fixed cost. Average variable cost, total variable cost by quantity is equal to average variable cost. So, you have to keep in your mind that average fixed cost will be calculated by the total fixed cost. Average variable cost by the total variable cost. So, you have to keep it in your mind. Only then you can understand the lesson. Average cost is total cost by quantity production or quantity. Average fixed cost, total fixed cost by quantity. Average variable cost, total variable cost by quantity. In the previous classes, we learned what is total fixed cost, what is average fixed cost, total variable cost. Have you remembered the table, girls? I have given 5 units. Fixed cost will be 1000 all the time. Have you remembered? Quantity, whatever it may be, I told fixed cost will be 1000. Fixed cost remains constant whatever the output, whether the output is increased or decreased, the fixed cost will not change, it remains constant, we studied. Then how will you calculate the average fixed cost? This is total fixed cost. How will you calculate average fixed cost? Will be calculated by TFC by Q, isn't it? For 1000 by 0, then 1000 by 1, then 1000 by 2. So in this manner, you have to calculate the average fixed cost. Do you understand? How will you calculate the average fixed cost? What would be the answer? So here it will be infinitive. Is there 1,500? Here 333 point something. 250. 200. Is it, girls? Then if you draw a curve for average fixed cost, how the diagram would be? So this is the output. This is average fixed cost. Okay. In the x-axis, I have drawn output. In the y-axis, I have drawn average fixed cost. Now, let me point out. So here, output 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The average fixed cost, I am going to mark from 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1000. Okay. I am going to mark just like this. Now, we will draw a curve for the average fixed cost. First one, 0 quantity, 1000. So, it will be here, isn't it? Second, infinite, we cannot mark. First one, the quantity of output is 1 and the cost, average fixed cost is 1000. So, you will get the line like this. Listen, girls. 1 output, 1000 cost. Cost 2 quantity, 2 products has been produced. What would be the average cost? 500. So 2 into 5. 200, 500. Third one, 3. 333 means 300, just you can mark like this. Maybe 10, 20, 30, 40 vachana, 333. And fourth one, 250. It will be at the center, isn't it? And the fifth one, 200. Girls, if you join the points, this is average fixed cost curve. Will you be able to understand, girls? At the point of one output, the average fixed cost is 1000. Based on this, I have drawn. Then I joined all the points. If I join the points, I get a curve like this. It never touched the y-axis or x-axis. The curve is rectangular hyperpolo. Already I have taught you while I am teaching indifference curve analysis. Isoquants. Rectangular hyperpole, I told you. It never touch x-axis or y-axis. It will be like this. It never touch. So that is called rectangular hyperpole. So here also average fixed cost curve is rectangular hyperpole. It never touch x-axis or y-axis. Do you understand? Based on this tabular column here, fixed cost, it remains constant. So there is no changes in the fixed cost. Based on the quantity, I have calculated the average fixed cost. Will you be able to understand, girls? So this is the curve for average fixed cost. Now, let me draw average variable cost. Average variable cost. Now we are going to calculate average variable cost. First one 0, so here also it will be 0. When it increased, it also increased. Have you remembered? Based on the quantity, the cost increases. 4 வரும்போது 600 the cost, 5th வரும்போது 900 the cost we learned. Have you remembered? While we are talking about the total variable cost, based on the quantity production, the variable cost changes, remain changes. Now how will you calculate the average fixed cost? The total cost divided by the quantity. So 200 by 1 is equal to 200. Isn't it, girls? And then 300 divided by 2, quantity 2. So 150. 400 divided by 3. So 133. 600 divided by 4, 150. 900 divided by 5, 180. Now we are going to draw the curve for average variable cost. So this is x-axis, this is y-axis. Here I am going to write output. Here average variable cost. The output 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the cost remains. So let me draw 50, 100, 150, 200, 250. Okay, girls? Now, at the point of 0, it is 0. So we can't draw any line. Okay. At the point of 1, it is 200. So 200 into 1. The production, when the production is output is 1, the average variable cost is 200. When they are producing 2 goods, it will be 150. Isn't it? When they are producing 2, the average variable cost is 150. When they are producing 3, it is 133. Maybe it may be come like this. When it is 4, again it is 150. So let me draw the line like this. Isn't it? So the point will be here. When at 5, 180. So it may be in between here. Now, let me join the dots. See the curve, how it is? This is average variable cost curve. Girls, I have drawn the curve based on the data given. Do you understand? So this is point A, maybe first point. This is second, C, D, E. Do you understand, girls? So the average variable cost curve will be U-shaped. Now, average cost. You have drawn the average fixed cost and average variable cost. The average variable cost, initially it is increasing, isn't it? Initially it is increasing. So initially it is 200 and then it increases output and it declines at a point and moves towards the upward steeply due to the law of returns, and it is a U-shaped curve. Will you be able to understand, girls? Now we are going to see the average total cost curve. Will you be able to understand, girls, how I have drawn this line? How we get this? The variable cost will vary based on the output. If the output is increasing, it is also increased. So if the total variable cost divided by the quantity production, we will get the average variable cost. So based on the average variable cost, I have drawn this curve. If I draw the point, the mark, I will get a U-shaped curve. So average variable cost curve will be U-shaped. Average fixed cost curve will be like this. Hyperbole, rectangular hyperbole. Average variable cost curve will be like this, U-shaped. Will you be able to understand, girls? Now, we will see average total cost curve or average cost. Both are correct, ATC or AC. Both are correct. Average cost curve or average total cost curve. How will you get the average total cost curve? Already I told you. ATC will be given by TC by Q, isn't it? Total cost divided by the quantity, we will get average total cost curve. For example, if the total cost is 1600, the quantity produced 400 means 400 is the average total cost. The total cost divided by the quantity produced, we will get average total cost. Average means total by number of items. Will you be able to understand, girls? Then AT is derived by adding together. How will you get ATC? ATC is equal to AFC plus ABC. And TC is equal to TFC plus TVC nu pathamo. Adu mari inga ATC is equal to ASC plus ABC. Do you understand? And then marginal cost curve. Next one is marginal cost curve. Sorry girls, before that we will learn the tabular column. ATC is equal to AFC plus ABC. They have given on tabular column in your book. See the tabular column. Girls, see the tabular column in your book. My chartboard is not enough to draw this, so I have shown you the book. See, quantity in unit they have given 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fixed cost I already told you, it remains constant, so 1000 rupees. Variable cost now we have studied 0, 200, 300, 400, 600, 900. Now we are going to calculate the total cost. Total cost will be total fixed cost plus total variable cost. So 1000 plus 0, 1000. 1000 plus 200, 1200. 1000 plus 300, 1300. So they have added TFC plus TVC. Then you get TC. And then they are going to calculate the average total cost. Average total cost, how will you calculate? The total cost divided by quantity. See, the previous column they have given the total cost. 1000, 1200, 1300, 1400, 1600, 1900 they have given, that is total cost. Now we are going to calculate the average total cost, that is TC by Q, that is total cost by quantity. So first one 1000 by 0, infinite. Second one 1200 by first unit, isn't it? The quantity C, quantity 1. So 1200 by 1, 1200. Then 1300 by 2. Quantity per unit is 2. So 650. Then 1400 by 3, 466. 1600 by 4, 400. Then 1900 by 5, 380. So this is average total cost. Then we are going to calculate average fixed cost. Average fixed cost is total fixed cost by quantity produced, isn't it? So already we have done 1000 by 1, 1000, 1000 by 2, 500. See here, this is total fixed cost. This is total fixed cost. So total fixed cost by quantity is equal to average fixed cost. So 1000 by 1 is equal to 1000. See, 1000 by 2 is equal to 500. 1000 by 3 is equal to 333. 1000 by 4 is equal to 250. 1000 by 5 is equal to 200. Then average variable cost. Total variable cost by quantity is equal to average variable cost. So 200 by 1 is equal to 200. 300 by 2 is equal to 150. 400 by 3 is equal to 133. 600 by 4 is equal to 150. 900 by 5 is equal to 180. Will you be able to understand, girls? Then you are going to calculate the average total cost. Average fixed cost plus average total cost is equal, average variable cost is equal to average fixed total cost. So 1000 plus 200, 1200. 500 plus 150, 650. 333 plus 133, 466. 250 plus 150, 400. 200 plus 180, 380. Will you be able to understand, girls? This tabular column I will give you. Then if you draw the diagram, you will get the diagram like this. Now we are going to see the marginal cost. Now let us see marginal cost. How will you calculate the marginal cost? Already I told you, marginal means addition to the stock. Addition to the stock is called marginal. Okay. Law of diminishing marginal utility, what you are studying, I told you how to calculate the marginal utility. We have studied. So, marginal means the cost of the last single unit produced. So, how will you calculate the MC? Marginal cost is equal to total cost N minus total cost N minus 1. Do you understand, girls? Let me give you quantity produced, total cost, then we are going to calculate the marginal cost. Total cost now I taught you, isn't it? In the book I told you what is the total cost. Total cost 1000, first one infinite way, 1000 we studied. Second one 1200, 1300 and then 1400. In your tabular column it's there, 1600, 1900 we studied. Then how will you calculate the marginal cost? If the total cost is this quantity I have given, I already told you how to calculate the marginal cost, n minus 1. So here the marginal cost is 1000. Okay, the marginal cost is, there is no previous value, so here there is no marginal cost. Here, how will you calculate? This is TCN, this is TCN minus 1. So 1200 minus 1000. The additionals to the stock. This is stock, this is additional. So the difference between the additional to the stock is, you can write like this. Difference of additional to the stock is marginal. So this is stock, this is additional. The difference between the additional to the stock, that is 1200 minus 1200, that is marginal cost. Here 1300 minus 1200. This is TCN, this is TCN, this is TCN, this is TCN minus 1. இதுக்கு முன்னாடி உள்ளது. So முன்னாடி உள்ள value ஓட subtract பண்ணணும். 1300 minus 1200, 100. 1400 minus 1300, 100. 1600 minus 1400, 200. 1900 minus 1600, 300. So this is marginal cost. Do you understand how do you calculate the marginal cost? Marginal cost is nothing but addition made to the top. So if you draw a curve for the marginal cost, you will get the curve like this. Let me rub it and draw the curve. I will write the tabular column there for your reference. Q, total cost, marginal cost, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 we have written. Here 1000, 1200, 1300, 1400, 1600, 1900. Marginal cost we have calculated 200, 100, 100, 200, 300. Isn't it, girls? Have you remembered? 1200 minus 1000, 200. 300 minus 200, 100. 1400 minus 1300, 100. So this is MC. So the addition, difference between the addition made to the stock is called marginal. Now we are going to draw the curve for the marginal. MC curve, marginal curve I am going to draw. As usual, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here I am going to draw 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300. First one, 1000 to 200. Isn't it? Second, 100. Third also 100. Fourth one 200. Isn't it? Fourth one 200. So I have drawn the line like this. Fifth one 300. If I draw the curve, I will get the curve like this. So, MC curve always first it declines, then it increases in an increased manner. This is MC curve, marginal curve. See, marginal curves start first declining, then it is at the minimum point, then it is increasing. This is MC curve. So at first it falls due to more efficient use of variable factors. Then it increases. First it decreases. Then it comes to the lower point. Then it starts increases. Do you understand, girls? And the MC curve is also U-shaped curve. Now, we are going to see the relationship between the AC curve and the MC curve. What is the relationship between the AC and the MC curve?